What's good, internet? My name is attackslug. Welcome back to WWE 2K15 in 2021 on the PS5, because why not? Rey Mysterio, the new WWE champion, beating Batista in a submission match, and attackslug currently not in any kind of storyline because Vicky. But I'll keep on working these dark matches because that apparently gets me storylines, supposedly. So, Big E, one-on-one, let's go. And so I welcome you, and you, and you, and you, to a fine Friday with the chalk. The chalk? Yeah, the chalk. Love it. To a fine Friday here on the program. It's Friday. We made it. We're doing it. Finally. A long and arduous week behind us, and a fine Friday to sit here and discuss some wrestling news, as we do on this show. Big E, another road bump for your boy, heading towards something, somewhere, and somehow. So, an update on one John Silver in AEW and his shoulder, and it's looking like between 4 and 6 weeks. So, thankfully, not a terrible, terrible situation with that minor injury. A month and a half, not that bad. Anna Jay is like 6 to 12 months. She's out for a while. But John Silver, minor issue with the shoulder, 4 to 6 weeks, not too bad. Also in All Elite news, Red Velvet officially is All Elite. They keep signing them and signing them and signing them. At some point, somebody's going to have to get released from AEW, but it hasn't happened just yet. So, you know, we'll get there when we get there. How big are those purse strings from Tony Khan? Or, well, his dad, really, but still. How big are those purse strings? But they keep adding more shows, right? So if they keep adding more shows to their stuff, they're going to need more guys to work those shows. And girls. And, you know, that makes sense. But at what point does it become untenable for AEW? I guess we'll see. I want 5. Give me that 5 count, Big E. Alright, so, speaking of minor injuries, though, it seems that not only does John Morrison have a minor injury, but also Damian Priest dealing with some nagging minor injuries, and that is why it is a singles match currently with Bad Bunny and The Miz, but that could, up until the day of the show, be turned into a tag team match playa, depending on how good they are at that day of the show. So we're not there yet. Obviously, a few weeks between now and Mania. Things could change. But right now, it is currently just Miz and Bad Bunny with Morrison and Priest in their corners. So again, shenanigans could happen booking that match. But they wanted a tag team match. And currently, minor injuries on both teams kind of is saying, we still got to book Bad Bunny, right? We still got to book that match somehow, you guys. It's got to happen. So we're not going to not book Bad Bunny for WrestleMania. So, yeah. Anyhow, we do have the official announcement that Impact is moving to Thursdays as of April the 8th. So, they're doing it on Mania Week for reasons, right? But if you think that, hey, we're going to have that announcement at some point of NXT moving to Tuesdays, then that means you legit have a full week of major promotions having wrestling programs. It'll be Raw on Monday, NXT on Tuesday, AEW Wednesday, Impact Thursday, SmackDown on Friday. That's not even including Ring of Honor, New Japan, like everybody else, all their shows on YouTube, Elevation, Dark. Like, it's a lot of wrestling. And for being in a slump, essentially, not being in the middle of a boom of wrestling, that's a lot of freaking wrestling, man. And I feel for anybody trying to upload wrestling-related content on any night of the week now, because it seems like you're competing with actual wrestling every single night of the week, which is crazy. Rey Mysterio defended against Big E at Payback. I also just beat Big E, so how about you give me a shot, Rey? Instead, I get to fight Kofi Kingston. Boom, 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 Kofi Kingston. So, elsewhere, we have the fact that there is a rumor that the Bellas will be returning to in-ring competition soon. And I'm like, their 2018 run was not great with them knocking out Liv Morgan. Some of those dives, just generally, Brie in the ring was not great. Nikki certainly has improved over the years, but she has their neck issues. So having both Bellas back in the ring at this point in 2021, no, please no. Like, I understand why, but please no. So yeah, there's that rumor going around. I guess we'll see how that goes. But that's kind of what I've been hearing on the internet. And also, Peacock, right? Things to discuss here with Peacock. Number one is that they are now hiring staff at Peacock to handle their WWE stuff. And I'm like, you're hiring now. Not before, but now. You've already done this shift, this move, and the actual network here in the US shuts down April the 4th, which is pretty soon. And you're just now saying, oh, we should hire some folks to get this whole thing integrated properly. Which you'd think before you did a $1 billion deal, you would have done that. But no, they didn't do that. Then they're doing it now, which is like, man, I would not want that job. That sounds like a freaking nightmare. Also, what the hell was that? What the hell was that, Kofi? Skills, man. Skills to pay the bills, Kof. We're here. We're doing it. So that's the first thing, right? And the other thing, which is kind of the main big thing being discussed right now, is that NBC, who owns Peacock, is now editing old footage from WWE that does not meet their standards and practices, which is wild. Like, you didn't think of that before you spent $1 billion on this deal? That, oh, we're going to have to go back and edit a bunch of stuff that is currently viewed as racist, sexist, homophobic, you know, etc., etc. Like, I know that WB and their old cartoons, they'll put up a disclaimer saying, hey, these views do not currently reflect our current corporate, etc., you know, liability. I understand the concept of liability and having old content, but here's the thing. Number one, you put up a warning sign or, you know, a disclaimer before these shows, right? Number two, they're people that are playing characters. How is it any different than actors on your TV shows doing things that would be considered racist, sexist, etc.? Like, if it's a character, and that character is a bad guy doing a thing, then it's not real. So at what point do you edit out the entirety of the Attitude Era because of all the things contained therein? At what point do you go after all of the Bobby Heenan commentary from the 80s? Like, what is the line, is my question. Because if you are currently presenting a PG company and your lineage of broadcasting your old stuff is very much not PG programming, at what point do you say, alright, everything before '08 is just gone, because what's the value there for NBC? Woo! Guess who's back on social media as a reason I'm here? You will all find out sooner or later, but let's just say it involves Attackslug. So, the Nature Boy. Woo! If he's really a star like everyone says he is, he'll take on a special match that I put together for him. Woo! Oh, good God. Tag team match. Myself and Sami Zayn versus The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? I mean, this is certainly a match to book. Ric Flair. Like, The Rock and Stone Cold on the same team versus myself and Sami Zayn is a wild match to book. Good God. Like, why would you do that to me, Ric Flair? Nate? Like, what the hell? Anyhow, so, yeah. I have to feel for the poor interns that now have to scrub through 17,000 hours of old wrestling content to wherever their line is of objectionable, and certainly there is a lot of that was in the 80s and 90s and 70s, and look, man, wrestling is wrestling, and wrestling reflects the current times. And the current times back then are different from the times now. So what you gotta do is put in a disclaimer saying, hey, this does not currently reflect our current whatever, and just leave it in there. But as of right now, they've taken out Piper in blackface, or half blackface, from Mania 6, I believe. And they've taken out Vince McMahon saying the N-word at that show back in, like, what was that, 05? Something like that. There's so much stuff that would not fly currently that they did back then, and I'm just saying, put up a disclaimer. That's all you gotta do. Like, it's not that hard. But no, this is where we're at here, so I feel like WWE, obviously, when they had their own network, didn't have to hold themselves accountable. But now NBC, after spending $1 billion, is going to hold them accountable for what? It's dumb. The whole thing is kind of dumb. It's not that hard to fix, and they're just going to go through it manually. Sounds like an insane amount of work for what? To avoid controversy? Really? It's wrestling. We know what it is. They're actors, essentially, playing a part. So how is that any different from the fact that you currently have a docuseries on Peacock about John Wayne Gacy, a literal serial killer? How is that any different from an old wrestling bit, right? Are we not going to have Mae Young giving birth to a hand? Are we not going to have all the Katie Vick stuff? Like, yeah, it was terrible, but are we not going to have that? Like, where is the line, is my question. Because anybody could say anything from old wrestling. Attitude Era is objectionable. Because, man, a lot of it is. But do you leave it in there for historical purposes, or do you go, all right, just erase the whole Attitude Era? Like, seriously. It's a dumb situation that somebody should have thought of before making a $1 billion deal, is what I'm saying. So, yeah. That's the Peacock beadness, and we'll see how it goes between now and SummerSlam, according to them, and how much of it gets cut out that was perhaps, you know, worth anything. I guess we'll see. But it's going to be interesting. Like, I'm not that mad about it, really, because it's whatever. Like, I watched it when it happened, right? So I don't need that badly to go back and watch it. But if it's not there, that is kind of annoying when you're presenting a historical archive of footage, which is what the network was supposed to be. If you aren't presenting things in full as they happened, then what's the point of having a historical archive in the first place? So, yeah. My advice is to get a VPN on that and have some cards from the UK or somewhere else. I don't know. Stone Cold! Stone Cold! No, escape! There it is. What the hell? Oh, good old Stone Cold. And walking it dry. What? That was a disaster. Here we go. German on that bad neck of Steve-O. We're doing it, Steve. Me and you. I'm not tagging in Sami Zayn. That is not happening. I'm sorry. It is indeed a conspiracy against Sami Zayn here. Sorry. Alright. Let's take out good old Stone Cold. Here we go. Signature. Oh, he reversed it. He reversed it. Finally, somebody has the gumption to reverse that. It's about freaking time. But that won't save you from your fate, oh Steve. It ain't gonna happen. Rock! Since when are tag team partners smart enough to do that? Seriously. Alright, Stone Cold. Let's hit that. Swinging neck breaker. He's just no-selling all my stuff, man. Austin! Austin! But no, the Rampage on Austin. On that stack of dimes you call a neck, Stone Cold. Stack of freaking dimes. I have no stamina. Power pin, Sami Zayn. The one thing I need you here for, Sami Zayn, stop The Rock. You're terrible, Sami Zayn. You're terrible, Sami Zayn. You're bad at your job. Oh, Austin. Austin. Nope. Don't you tag out to The Rock. Man, I have no stamina. This is a problem. This is the great one. But what you gonna do here? Dragon screw leg whip. Tanahashi style. Go Ace. Tag in Stone Cold. Tag in Austin. His neck is messed up. Power the punch. Thank you, Mr. William Regal. Much obliged on that. Oh, now see Austin doing the same thing. Gonna try and push me here. I'm gonna mash the button and hope it doesn't happen. You missed, Austin. You missed. Oh, the Rock reversed it. Rock reversed it. Oh, no. Nope. Into the wrong corner here. Rock to stand there? That's fine. That's really... You're going to not do it, and then... Buddy. Buddy. That's what I'm talking about. Right there. Right there. Attack slug. Second rope moonsault. Woo! Pinfall. Referee. And a 1 count. Yeah. Austin nonplussed there. It's like, you got this, Rocky. It's fine. You dumb SOB. You got it. It's fine. But Rock can deal with the same beardness that Stone Cold has dealt with. And a hot tag to Austin. Austin, House of Fire. With the same exact hot tag animation. It's hilarious. And guess what? Boom. And now, boom. Disastrous turn of events here. And Rock's going to break it up. But now, with Rock doing that, I can pick up Austin here. And hit that slug exploder on his neck. Boom. I have no stamina. I have no stamina. It is a dang dirty Sami Zayn! Oh my God, Sami Zayn. You are the worst. You are the absolute worst. Stack of dimes on that neck. He's done. But Sami Zayn is a terrible tag team partner who cannot seem to get things in order here. It's bad. There's a reason there is a conspiracy against you, Sammy, because you're terrible at this. Oh, La Mystica! Yeah, make a tap. Make a tap. Here comes Austin. Sammy finally getting it the half and half, but not on a submission. I wanted to just pin the man. It's not... the opposite of what I wanted to happen there. Sammy. Seriously. Get up, Rock. Get up, Rock. And get tossed across the ring with a slug exploder. And now maybe Sami Zayn will get here in time and stop Stone Cold. Sammy! We won. Either way, we indeed were styling and profiling. So yeah, thanks, Sammy. Real appreciative of your help in that match. 5-star matchup. Woo! You really are a top-tier superstar. But there are superstars and there are legends. You got a long way to go before you're a legend like myself. Keep doing what you're doing, though. I'll have a challenge for you next week. And that will indeed be next week. I'm Attack Slug. Thanks for watching. More videos. See you next time. And I'm out.